This is the story of how we took a pet brand, one of our clients, from $167,000 and all the way up to $800K a month in just 90 days. My name is Daniel Chabert, and I'm the CEO and founder of Purple Fire. And on the e-commerce uptick, I will go through the story today and explain to you exactly how we did it and how you could potentially replicate these results yourself. So anyway, this brand is and was back then mainly selling in the UK. They had one hero product, which is always interesting and difficult to work with because that one product is responsible for 80 to 90% of the revenue. We also could quickly see they had a lot of UX issues, low conversion rate on the store, and when we took them in as a client, we were almost considering if it's a good fit for us, just because they seemed to be really behind on a lot of things, and the one hero product didn't really excite us. They were struggling to pass 200K a month in revenue. We decided to take them in anyway, just to see how much we could do. I mean, I guess the positive thing was that there's so much potential to improve the store. So we started our usual auditing process, and that is really in-depth. We get access to all the properties, all the data, the shop backend, everything, and we go to work. We look at the data front, we look at the qualitative and quantitative research, and we figure out what are the issues. And for this particular client, we looked at analytics and we could see that there was a massive drop-off on the homepage. There was a huge drop-off on the category pages or collection pages. So those were pages we knew we had to do something about. Now, most of the traffic and most of the revenue was going directly to that hero product that I talked about. So there was also quite a bit that could be fixed on the product page. And it's really important whenever we work with a client is to look at where's the traffic, where the sales coming from, what is the first page of entry, and where are we leaking conversions. So we also looked at session recordings. This is something we always do. We use stuff like Hotjar. You can use Clarity, which is a free version. You can use tons of different softwares. We just prefer Hotjar, and we are partnered with them. And what we saw was that because every single product, even though there's one hero product, but every single colorway is listed as a separate product, then it would be very difficult for customers to find the new products they were launching because they were trying to break away from that hero product. They're trying to launch new things, but nobody was seeing them because you had to literally go through all the color variations of that hero to get to the new ones. So we decided to change up the category pages, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But also, we watched the recordings on the product pages, and we saw that a lot of people were confused, and it caused paralysis. Basically, they were not sure which product to pick, which option, which color, and they were not addressing the hesitations that the customers had, which we learned later on in the surveys that people were really hesitant to buy the product for a few different reasons. So overall, just going through the store, we saw a lot of sort of UX issues, little errors here and there that we could improve. We saw something like the fact that you would have to scroll to the bottom of a collection page, then click 2, then click 3 in order to see the rest of the products. And we just, that was one of the things, for example, we wanted to fix. There was really bad sorting on the category pages. The most relevant products were definitely not coming up on top. And they were not using any AI to optimize this experience based on the user journey. So those were also things we wanted to take into consideration. But the last part of it really was the survey work. So all the qualitative analysis, setting that up and creating a product friction score for every product they had was really important because every product is different and hesitations are not always the same. Here we learned that a lot of people were not sure about the return policy, if they could try it on their pet before and then return it later on. So again, they didn't understand if the trial period included that you could try it and wear it for a few times. And then finally, also, they didn't understand why they should pick this specific pet product over other ones in the market. So again, there was an issue with benefits. We also saw a lot of people talk about pricing. Some people thought the pricing was too high. Often when you see that pricing is an issue due to survey work, it's not just changing the price that will fix the problem. It's because the customer perceives the product as less valuable and cannot justify the pricing. But by explaining the benefits, by explaining what you will get out of the product, you will be able to actually get through this issue, and actually nobody will talk about pricing if you can explain the main benefits, and the perceived value goes up because of that. So based on all this work, this is literally just the tip of the iceberg, but I also have to kind of limit it to a shorter podcast here. But these were some of the main issues we found, and we launched A/B test based on all this information. So we started doing all the work we usually do. When we launch A/B tests, sometimes we'll test something and it will not beat the original version. And what we'll do is we'll then launch a new version of that test to see if we can fix those issues. And we usually watch the recordings of people exposed to our variant. And by doing that, we can see where we are going wrong and what issues people are having specifically with our version of this test. So to summarize everything, the results for them were amazing. We kept in close contact with them throughout. They scaled the ads also, but with all the work we did, they saw a 51% in conversion rate. So that speaks, a lot to the results of what we got. Obviously, with a 51% increase in conversion rate, their CPA dropped about the same as well. So that meant they could also scale their ads. We also got their AOV up by 14%. So that has a massive effect, a compounding effect as well. And literally, we did the numbers. That yielded $600,000 of additional revenue on a monthly basis because of the work we did. So it's truly amazing. They have scaled so much, and now they're actually a 7-figure a month store, and on their way to becoming an 8-figure brand. Right now, they have a return on our costs of almost 40x, 39.6 to be exact. And we're just getting started. So I believe we can get this way higher, way higher as we continue to test throughout the year. So yeah, this was an amazing case study. We'll continue to launch other things. We'll continue to just improve and improve and improve. And if this is something that's interesting to you, if you want us to work through your analytics, audit your site, go through your session recordings, go through everything from a UX perspective, analyze your competitors, scrape the reviews of every single one that bought from your store, scrape the reviews of all your competitors, and use AI to understand sentiment and then optimize. If you want all this stuff, it starts with a call. It starts with you simply just talking to me, and we can see if it's a good fit or not. We only work with 7-figure e-commerce brands or above. So if you're under 100K a month, we just cannot work with you as of now. But yeah, if that's interesting to you, give me a call. You can always jump on our website, purplefire.io, and we can discuss if it's a good fit or not. But anyway, hopefully this was useful no matter what. And I guarantee you, if you work with your conversion rate, you're going to see some great results.